chasing that big bag. Everybody ramming that clutch in the fire. My younger day once on ride for him. He mugging we up and I hope that the...
What's good? It's your boy OTC Ro, and welcome back to Real Reviews. Welcome back to the channel. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe, bro. Dislike, do the most, man. Hit the notification button so you know when your boys is uploading. Hashtag Rude Reviews in the comment section, or Rude One, sorry, in the comment section for a shout out on Friday, every Friday.
Shout out to them real ones, man. It's
Yes,
your boy
sir.
OTC Perry, man. Showing a lot of love. Appreciate y'all, man.
Yes, sir. Coming from all the way from where you been at?
PDX, Portland, Oregon. It's been spunky out there.
To say the least.
To say the least.
To say the least. Anyways, man, top 10 scary prison punishments, you know what I'm saying, ever, I guess. Shouts out to most amazing official.
There's only one. Rape.
Hey, how's it going, YouTube? I'm your host for today, Landon Dowsing, and welcome back to another most amazing top 10 video. I'm so glad you guys keep clicking on our videos and hitting the like button and leaving your guys' comments in the comment section below. We're on the road to 4 million subscribers. Can we do it? So before we get into this video, I want to know, what is something about prisons that would scare you the most? Like, if someone was going to sentence you to prison, what are you the most afraid of? Let me know in the comment section below. Being in prisons doesn't sound appealing to anybody, especially when we find out that there are a lot of...
I'm gonna say this. Rape is the scariest thing that people are scared of in prison. People get their ass beat, don't get put in the infirmary, but don't nobody want to get raped. Nobody.
You get your ass beat. That's prison.
Yeah, I live with that.
What that nigga say on Atlanta, he said, no, yeah, that's jail. You was on the outside fucking niggas in the He said, no, that's just jail. You was on the outside fucking niggas fucking booty hole. Nigga.
I was taking charge of it. He said, oh shit.
Ooh, okay, here you go.
Cruel and unusual punishments that are carried out on the inmates on a daily basis. So you know what? Here are the top 10 worst prison punishments. Starting us off like we always do, with number 10, we have sodomy. This is a very common thing that occurs in prisons all over the world. A lot of inmates are abused on a daily basis by other aggressive inmates or prison gangs that are trying to gain power and control. There are even some cases of prison guards.
You can have power and control, my nigga. I don't need no power and control, my nigga. That strong or that tough, nigga. You can have all that.
you can have it all.
You can have it all, my nigga. I don't need no power, no control. Just don't mess with my shit.
That's it.
For real.
Abusing their authority and sodomizing the inmates. This is a cruel and unforgivable form of punishment that actually occurs a lot more than you guys would think. Hog tying and other forms of physical torture makes its way into number 9 on this list. Hog tying, what the heck is that? Well, hog tying looks like this. Your wrists and ankles are...
That's like slavery. Bruh, this dude got me fucked, dog.
Hog tie. Hog tie. That's real, though.
That's real, but they doing that in prison. Where they get the rope from?
Bro, you know how many countries those are?
South Africa.
Nigga, they can use their cloth to tie somebody up. They don't have to be rope.
They just hog tying niggas.
Bro.
Why he got to bring up a 1920s picture, though?
That's probably recent. You never know.
Tied together. This is extremely uncomfortable, and many times prisoners are left like this for hours. There are even situations where mentally ill patients would be tied up like this, and they would just be naked, denied water and food for hours. There are also left to stand, sit, or lie naked in their own feces or urine, and they are denied shower privileges for days. Number 8 brings us to force-fed drugs. There was a very controversial and highly secretive government program that basically revolves around trying to control people's minds. The scientists involved with this program decided it would be a good idea to test the effects of LSD on unsuspecting prison inmates because they figured no one cares what happened to the inmates anyway, so why not? So they gave the LSD to inmates, and they would fight back, and they wouldn't tell.
You give an LSD to niggas in prison, some of them, that ain't a punishment.
Right.
That's a field trip, nigga. That thing, yeah, I've been on. They do cocaine, all that type of stuff in prison when they do.
My uncle told me he was still doing dope in motherfucking prison.
They do experiments, try to test it on prisoners for sure.
them what the drug was. In one case, a mentally ill patient was doped with LSD for 174 straight days. Neutraloaf comes into number 7. We've all heard that prison food is terrible, but this is arguably one of the most disturbing food that has ever been given to another human being. I mean, this is basically the worst thing that prison can legally give the prisoners without it constituting as abuse. Sure, it has all the nutrients that your body needs to survive, but apparently it's super disgusting. The prisoners get to choose between a week of Neutraloaf meals or spend a week in solitary confinement. Most of them pick solitary confinement. Next up, number 6, we have almost beaten to death. There have been many reports of prisoners being drastically abused by the prison guards, almost to the point that they are unrecognizable. Sometimes there are corrupt correctional officers that will allow gangs or other inmates to beat each other almost to the point of death, or they'll take the prisoners away from the cameras and they'll do it themselves. Solitary confinement makes its way into number 5 on this list. This is probably the worst form of psychological torture. No one wants to be sent to the hole. Prisoners in solitary confinement spend 22 to 24 a day in a small cell with barely any human contact. Many inmates spend years or even decades cut off from any real social interactions. This extreme isolation.
Some niggas been there 20 years. I mean, shit. You can't get beat. Can't get raped. You're still doing time. I mean, it's just you're doing time by yourself in a little bitty ass cell. I mean, you low key safe haven.
I'd go there.
I'd rather be in there than if I know I'm about to get my ass beat.
General population.
For real.
Fuck all that.
Can permanently affect their emotional and mental health. They quickly become paranoid and more prone to violence and hallucinations. Albert Woodfox spent 43 years in solitary confinement, so I guess you could say that he was tortured for over 4 decades. I mean, is this real life right now? Number 4 brings us to white noise torture. This is the sound that you get when you don't tune your device to the correct channel. Here's a little sample of that. This is probably one of the most annoying sounds in the world, so just imagine if you were forced to listen to this for long periods of time. I mean, no, I couldn't imagine this. You'd probably go insane, and you'd be so sleep deprived. Tiger cages are at number 3. This cruel and unusual form of punishment is absolutely terrifying. Some prisons will use tiger cages for punishing the prisoners. These cages are made out of barbed wires, and they have just enough space for the prisoners to lay or sit down inside of. In these cages, the prison guards will torment the prisoner by pouring cold water on them at night, pouring salt water into or lighting a fire near the tiger's cages during hot days. Number 2 takes us to cancer injections. Back in the 1950s, scientists wanted to inject prisoners with cancer to study how their bodies would react. Even though all of the prisoners were volunteers, I'm sure they weren't told how dangerous and how life-threatening this experiment.
Bro, that is jacked up. I mean, you go to prison, you do your time.
But they're doing.
I mean, most of these dudes who probably
never getting out.
They're probably lifers on death row as it is. Shoot, and they probably got some agreement. If you do this experiment and it go well for you, you get this or that. I don't know. Oh, man.
Would be. They were probably told that they would get time reduced off of their sentence or, compensated in one way or another. Either way, this is a very immoral and highly unethical. Finally, number 1, we have being left to die. I mean, of course we left this to number 1. Sometimes when a criminal commits an extremely awful crime, there are certain police officers that try to take justice into their own hands. There was a case of one man named Adolph Archie who shot and murdered a police officer. Well, he was in need of medical attention himself because he had been shot.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. If you kill a police officer, especially a black man,
oh man,
you just committed suicide. Low key, you really just committed suicide. It's a wrap for you.
Rap. Especially if they catch you, so you better shoot out with them.
You better shoot.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna shoot out with them if that's the case, cause
you
go to prison, you in their world.
Yeah, and they gonna kill you slow, real slow.
But instead of sending him to the hospital, they brought him to jail.
I ain't never gonna shout at no police though.
jail, and within a few hours, he was dead. All of his teeth were shattered, his skull was fractured, and he had severe hemorrhaging in his testicles. So he had been beaten to death by an angry mob of police officers, and I bet this wasn't the first time that something like this has happened. Well, there you guys have it. This is the end of the...
You damn right. The first time something happened, they doing that shit in public now.
Right.
They don't even wait to get to you. Niggas be like, damn, wait till I get to the cell. Nah, nigga. Out here on the streets, nigga, in front of all you niggas.
Been out here.
Bitch, I been out here. Put them phones out. Get my good form. This is my good form. Boom, nigga. They don't care about the cell no more. They whooping niggas in public.
We getting paid leave regardless.
For real, nigga. Nigga, I tripped and fell and beat you, nigga. Hell no. Let me know if you ever been in prison or been to jail or had experience or know people who had experience in situations like this.
Police
you know what I'm saying? Police brutality, anything all across the world. Let us know what happened, when it went down, if you can. You know what I'm saying? Don't snitch on nobody, don't snitch on yourself. We ain't, you know what I'm saying, we gonna block that comment because we ain't no snitches over here. Anyways, man, it's your boy OTC Ro.
It's your boy OTC Perry. Go ahead, like, share, comment, subscribe, roast, do the most. Appreciate y'all.
But for the most part, man, make sure you keep tapping in with us on our grind to 10,000 of them things.
Need them.
Anyways, man, we'll see you when we see you. Go.